Hello, beautiful souls. Welcome to the channel. I am going to be doing an energy update and reading for our beautiful collective here on YouTube today. There have been a lot of downloads coming through, and I'm not really sure how all of this is going to be tying together, so I'm really just going to leave it open-ended and see what comes through the reading. But I will say right away that I feel certain parts of these downloads are specifically going to resonate with individuals who have been on some kind of twin flame journey, or if not a twin flame journey, at the very least involved with a very intense soul contract or soul connection in this lifetime. And what's really interesting is I'm already starting to tear up a little bit because these messages are so emotionally charged for whoever I'm speaking to here. But what I've been picking up is kind of a lot of imagery around ego death and around kind of burying something, some past version of yourself, a relationship, a connection, the past of a connection with the person. And in connection with this, the energy of resurrection, something being reborn, something coming back to life. And I actually feel that for someone I'm speaking to here, you are the one coming back to life, because I feel as though there was a period of time where you were intensely hermiting, and something about it seems to be related to this very intense soul contract or soul connection. And your guides want you to know that that period of time where you were hermiting, where you were in isolation, it wasn't time wasted. In fact, it was incredibly necessary. This time when you were in that sort of hermit mode, you were going through a spiritual activation that could only happen through the silence, through the darkness, through the isolation. But the phases of your life have now shifted, and you are most likely feeling this new phase pulling on you, this new stage of life, maybe it's a new connection, maybe it's a new version of yourself. You're feeling something pull on you, and you're wondering, can I trust this new thing? Can I trust this new person that I am feeling myself want to become? Can I trust this new stage of my life, or this new way that I'm operating within my life that looks so different from the way it did before? And I'm hearing the message, you can't put yourself back in the cage. You can't fit yourself back into the box, in a sense. So I feel that for someone listening, there might be something outdated, something that served a deep purpose for you spiritually, but that now would be kind of like that box that you've expanded out of, that you can't fit yourself back into. Now, of course, only you can know what that is for you. Maybe that is some kind of past relationship or connection, or maybe even if that connection is still in your life, the box, so to speak, is a previous phase of that connection, and now it's going to look very different in the physical world. But whatever this is for you, know that you've expanded beyond that stage of your life. It served a purpose, but you also can't go back to it. And you've felt this with every fiber of your being, because every time you try to squeeze yourself back into that box, you realize more and more that it's impossible, because you've expanded beyond it, because this new phase of your life, or this new version of yourself that's been pulling on you so strongly, has been pulling you because that is your intuition telling you that you are ready and that it is time. So I'm going to go ahead and pull some cards here but I just felt that message wanting to come through right away for someone listening. Yeah, here we have the indecision card. And for some reason, I heard between life and death, this limbo. Of course, metaphorically speaking, there's this feeling of being in limbo. And metaphorically speaking, the death that we're talking about is the ego death that you've gone through. It's that phase of your life that can no longer support your growth because you've expanded beyond it. It's the version of you that you loved and that served a purpose, but that now you are meant to be shifting and moving beyond. I'm hearing you honor the past versions of yourself by allowing yourself to outgrow them. So with the cornucopia card, the decision here is whether to allow yourself to really step into the manifestation of all of your heart's desires here, because where you're being pulled to, the newness, what feels like a breath of fresh air to you, what feels warm and passionate and exciting and stimulating to you at this time, is trying to lead you down a pathway to the manifestation of so many things that you've been dreaming up. When you were in that cave, when you were in that hermit mode, that isolation, you built the visions energetically. You put out into the universe what you desired, whether it was something you articulated, a vision that you actually created, or whether it was just something that you felt in your being. Somehow this vision was created, this dream life, so to speak, this ideal timeline. However, it was inaccessible to you until you underwent the full spiritual activation. But I'm getting that activation has completed itself. And for someone listening, you've been so accustomed to operating in a certain way in your life or in a relationship or in work or whatever it is for you, that although something new is pulling on you, there is that feeling of, is it safe to trust this? Can I move forward with this? So that is where we're going to be starting in today's reading video. And let's see what else wants to come out here. Okay, yeah, we have victory, a major breakthrough. And woman holding a coin reversed. Releasing insecure patterns or dynamics. But the thing about these insecure patterns is they're not within you. This is you releasing the need to dilute yourself to be understood by others. This is you morphing yourself to make insecure people feel less triggered or more comfortable. You are releasing those tendencies. You are allowing people to react to you as they will because you are confident in the kind of energy that you are exuding and the kind of person you are embodying. You know that you are this embodiment of unconditional love. And that people who feel their insecurities triggered by you are actually being given the opportunity to transform themselves as a result of being connected to your energy in some way. This has been a massive breakthrough for you. I'm just hearing no longer caring what other people think or how other people are reacting to you. And what we're channeling into here is part of what is necessary for you to shift into what we've been calling this ideal timeline or this dream life, the manifestation of all of these things that you've been dreaming up and desiring that now feel ready for you to access. So what else can I channel here about this ideal timeline? Okay, we have the World card in the reverse position. So what I'm picking up from this card is there are certain individuals who have been unable to expand with you. These may be individuals who were triggered because of how unconditionally loving you show up in your life. I'm also hearing some of these people may have been subconsciously triggered because they saw you or they see you doing or creating or living in certain ways that they have desired to live for themselves, but that they are not allowing themselves to do. Interesting. So what I'm picking up on here is the connections in your life at this time are meant to be harmonious and reciprocated. In fact, your spirit guides, your higher self, are not allowing you to connect long-term with individuals in friendship, in business, or in romantic connection. If those individuals are no longer capable of reciprocating with you in a balanced way and continuing to expand along with you. And so one thing, or I should say another thing that is required for you to remember as you shift onto this ideal timeline is that there are certain people who haven't been able to come with you, and that their inability to expand or to move into this timeline with you is not a reflection on you or your energy, but it is a reflection on how they've been triggered by your own choice to empower and love yourself. And it's also a signal of divine protection as well, because you are being divinely protected in a sense from connections, people, or energies who are not willing to reciprocate with you. The way this divine protection is now working in your life is that as you communicate your truth and stay connected to the energy of your own truth with the throat chakra here, this naturally exudes an energy that dispels any people or energies who are not aligned to their own truth. So anyone who is either being deceitful to you, manipulative to you in some way, or who simply isn't being honest with themselves, you invite people to connect with the energy of their own truth, but not everyone is going to be capable of receiving this invitation. And receiving this invitation isn't a one-time action. It is a spiritual journey that is continuous and endless, a journey into deeper and deeper levels of authenticity. It's interesting as well because what I'm picking up is that you are able to connect with anyone who is willing to grow, willing to expand, willing to go deeper within themselves, regardless of where they are currently. It's not about where they are as much as what they are doing on a daily basis. Now, I know this is kind of a strange message, but essentially the ones who are attracted to you and capable of connecting with you consistently are the ones who are actively growing and expanding and going deeper within themselves. But this is irrespective of where they appear to be in terms of their spiritual journey, their life journey. I'm getting all of those things are irrelevant to someone's ability to connect with you. So you will find yourself connecting with souls who are on very different frequencies, very different levels in a sense, spiritually. But the one thing that all of these souls who connect with you consistently have in common is that they are all actively seeking. They are all actively connecting more deeply with their own genuine nature, with their own most authentic self, regardless of where they are on that journey. It's the stagnancy, the choice to be stagnant, the choice to stop growing or expanding or going deeper that repels someone out of your life. So if you've had the occurrence, for some reason I'm hearing specifically in this last year, of individuals who were incapable of continuing to grow with you, who may have seemed to leave your life or abandon you or reject you, know that this had nothing to do with you and yet everything to do with you. And what I mean is, with the Temple Path card, you've been living in deep alignment with your most authentic self. You've been growing so quickly that the only ones who are capable of keeping up with you are the ones who are willing to keep growing themselves. And few people are willing to commit to that perpetual journey of spiritual growth, expansion, and development. But the ones who are willing and ready to commit to that are really being magnetically drawn into your life in uncanny ways as well. So don't be surprised if certain individuals seem to show up out of the blue as friends, business collaborators, acquaintances, or romantic partners, depending on your current circumstances in your life and your current desires. Regardless of the nature of these connections, you will find that certain people show up in your life serendipitously. These are not coincidences. It's alignment. It's because, yes, there may only be a rare few that are willing to commit to this journey of continuous expansion spiritually, but you are also magnetizing those rare few into your life in a really powerful way. So I'm going to go ahead and reshuffle here. We still have that Temple Path card sitting here, and I'm curious to know more messages about this way that you are really coming into alignment with your truest version of self. I'm seeing orbs of light for some reason. Maybe that is significant to someone who's listening here. What else can I channel? I'm getting something about stepping up. So this could be someone stepping up for you. This could be you stepping up into something. I'm just seeing a staircase, and I'm hearing something about stepping up. And of course, we have Healer of the Ages upright. So if you resonate more so with your divine feminine, then this could be a masculine in a sense who is stepping up spiritually and in the physical realm. And I'm getting those two aspects are very balanced, meaning, again, they're not just stepping up in a spiritual sense. It's also in a physical, material, tangible sense as well. And this is someone who's feeling very psychically pulled to you. They are feeling very spiritually connected and aligned with you. This is someone whose presence seems to be really healing to your soul. So when you're around this person or when you speak to them, you naturally feel vibrationally uplifted after those conversations or interactions. And that is one major way that you will recognize the person that we're talking about here, if this is connecting for you personally. Whoever this is as well, with the Happy Family card, this is someone who really wants something long-term with you. They want something very stable here. And that really seems to be what they are stepping up into. I also see communication, and I'm getting consistent communication in the physical coming from this person with the throat chakra in the upright position. I'm also hearing your vulnerability and openness doesn't scare them away. It only more deeply inspires them and intrigues them. So for some reason, the spirit guides surrounding this situation are giving me messages around how to recognize this person when they enter your life, or maybe this is someone who is already in your life. This could be romantic, platonic, in business, but again, this is someone who wants to communicate with you consistently in the physical world. Someone who I'm hearing makes the first move when it does come to these communications, and who is intrigued by and attracted to your openness, your vulnerability, rather than being intimidated by it. with the woman holding a heart, this is also a masculine who wants to say, divine feminine, you are holding my heart. This is someone who's approaching you in a very exclusive manner because this is sitting on the sacral chakra. So what I'm getting is you're all I think about. There's no one else that I'm feeling drawn to, that I'm feeling attracted to, because you are crowding out my energy. You completely have my heart. This is someone that you'll be able to sense that from psychically as well, because you have this ability to sense how someone is approaching you, especially if you resonate here as the divine feminine, which, because that's coming up here, I will most likely be putting that in the title of this video. I do feel mainly divine feminines will be connecting with this reading. But this is someone who you can sense is approaching you in a pure manner. And you know what I'm talking about, because as the divine feminine, you show up as the high priestess, as someone who's extremely intuitively connected and guided. So you can tell when someone is approaching you with discordant energies, with distracted energies, and when they are approaching you in a very pure, open, reliable kind of way. A major part of your journey, divine feminine, has been about no longer gaslighting yourself out of your own guidance. No longer questioning what you know spiritually, the spiritual wisdom that is subconsciously infused into you and merged with you, that you can just feel intuitively through your body, that you can sense with every fiber of your being, to trust those knowings, even if they don't logically make sense to you. And a major part of this exercise of self-trust has been that you've seen confirmation for things that you sensed and felt and maybe even had dreams about psychically, that you had no real logical reason or basis for knowing. But you can begin to connect the dots along your journey and see the correlation between those times that you just felt and sensed something in your heart intuitively, and then the physical evidence that showed up to confirm that. So these self-trust exercises, as we're calling them, that your guides have been participating in with you, have allowed you to move into deeper and deeper levels of self-trust of your own intuition. So know that if this is connecting for you, this masculine coming in here checks all of those intuitive boxes, and you can trust that intuition, because if there is a masculine or anyone in your life in any capacity and you're sensing a kind of offness about the connection, your intuition is on to something when it comes to that person or situation. This is the time to no longer question what your heart knows because your mind can't yet make sense of it. So here we have victory and also strategy. These are both sitting on the root chakra. So this is connected with the manifested physical world, but also the subconscious mind. If you are connecting with a specific masculine here that you can think of in the physical world, and again, that won't be for everyone, but if that is the case, this is someone who has recently or soon will have a major, major breakthrough about you and about this connection. And this is going to push them to want to make very solid plans for how the two of you are going to progress this in the physical 3D world. And I keep hearing something about leader. Maybe this person is a leader in some capacity in the physical realm, but this also might be a message of allowing this person to be a leader within this connection, allowing them to step up into this role, allowing them to be the one to have these breakthroughs, to progress things in the physical 3D world. So with the strategy card here, we also have the third eye. So when it comes to making these plans, these strategies for moving things forward in the physical world, it seems that this is someone very in touch with their own intuition. Their intuition also seems to be the source of these breakthroughs as well. I almost feel that between the time the two of you first met or connected consciously, this person needed some time and space to allow the dust to settle, in a sense, to allow the energy to kind of sit with them so that they could process something. But now, or very soon, I see that processing having taken place and this breakthrough coming through for them. So what is this breakthrough that this masculine is having here about you or about the connection? Okay, with the Knight of Swords reversed, I'm hearing I have to move quickly so I don't miss this opportunity. We also got the Six of Pentacles. There has to be a quality in this connection, meaning a balance between giving and taking. But what I'm really getting is that this is someone who wants to give to you, who wants to reciprocate with you because they feel as though they've received some kind of gift from you spiritually or energetically. And they want to reciprocate that by showing up with physical 3D communication or actions. What is the gift that this person feels they've received from you spiritually? So we have the Six of Wands and also the Wheel of Fortune. I feel that I'm getting a fox. That could be imagery for someone. But what I'm picking up on here is this sense that this is someone who feels, since they've met you or connected with you, they can't quite place exactly where this sense is coming from, but there is this sense of their life beginning to turn for the better. Now, for some of you, this connection might be relatively new. For others of you, if this person has been connected to you for a while, they may have noticed that when they're more connected to you and your energy, things in their life just seem to flow. Things seem to look up. They seem to align with better outcomes in their life. And they're beginning to recognize that this is not just fate or chance, that these good alignments in their life are directly related to some aspect of being connected with your energy. Interesting. What else can I channel about this? Why is this happening to this person? There's something still coming through about the intuition. It's like they feel so intuitively connected to you that their third eye chakra is more active than usual. And of course, the third eye is the seat of intuition. So this is actually not only shedding a light on this breakthrough they're having around you and this connection and how they don't want to miss an opportunity here, how they want to move quickly and from the heart. But it's also shedding light on other areas of their life where they've been out of touch with their intuition in the past. So really, the reason that this masculine's life is starting to turn for the better as a result of being connected to you is because the soul connection that they're sensing with you is activating their intuition in a stronger way. And it's that intuitive activation that is allowing them to make more intuitively guided decisions in all areas of their life. So I don't feel that they've necessarily consciously put all of that together, but there is definitely a conscious recognition that something about being connected to you is bringing these good alignments into their life, these opportunities into their life. And we again have the happy family card. And I heard, I want you to be in my life forever. But this is sitting on the crown chakra. So this is someone who it's like, I'm hearing them say, I never want this to end. It's like they just want this connection to keep going endlessly with you. They're really enjoying the back and forth energy here, the way that your presence in their life is affecting them in such a positive way. Interesting. So I'm going to be reshuffling here and seeing what other messages we can pull through the reading. So what else can I channel here for all of the beautiful souls tuned in to today's reading? Okay, so we have the card Imrama. Where are you being called to journey to? I heard something about history, a place with history. So maybe someone has been guided to research a certain time period of history or to go to a certain location that has a history to it. And if this is the case, know that this could be a form of spiritual activation for you. That by going to this location, I'm hearing this ley line, you could be activating your own energetic field in some type of way that unlocks some new soul gift or psychic ability or just a new level of spiritual understanding within yourself. That feels like a pretty specific message for someone. Even just researching a certain time period of history can actually activate you in this way as well. So maybe that's where you've been guided as opposed to visiting a specific physical place. I feel that we are going to be talking a bit more about ley lines and a specific type of light worker called a grid worker that I've mentioned before on the channel that specifically feels drawn to certain geographical locations because they are meant to both receive a spiritual activation from those places, but also there is a reciprocation there as well, because when a grid worker goes to a certain specific geographical place, they are seeding their energy into that point on the planetary ley line. And this is strengthening, shifting, uplifting, or what was the last word I was looking for? Strengthening, shifting, uplifting. Maybe those were all of the words. The collective in some way. Of course, if this isn't a geographical journey for you, this could be an internal journey. Again, it could be something you're researching or just some aspect of yourself that you're being called to explore. And I feel you are really being encouraged to heed those callings at this time, to listen to those callings, those feelings of pull. We also have mirror, who or what is triggering you. So maybe for someone listening here, you've had certain triggers come up. This is sitting on the throat chakra. And for some reason, I heard a triggering silence. So maybe for someone listening, it's not even so much the words from someone that has been triggering, but the silence. Meaning there might be someone who's not been responsive to you or not been communicating with you in some way or been holding back as far as communication. Can I get more information on this triggering silence? I'm hearing let it grow in its own time. So maybe for someone listening here, there is someone or a connection in your life that's been silent towards you in some way. Maybe it's even an opportunity, something in business. And yet this may be something that you do desire to build a connection with or some kind of relationship with. And if that is the case, know that this is only the beginnings of what this is going to grow into. Trust the timing, trust the unfolding here. Allow the silence, allow the space, because very often when someone is giving you silence, they are processing energy that they've already received from you. So leave the ball in their court with the action card. Let them process the energy that you've given to them in past interactions, and they will move forward in action once that processing is complete. So that might be some kind of a confirmation for someone here. Can I get any more messages for the beautiful souls listening? Okay, so we have the envy card here. This might be that you are attracting some jealousy or envy from certain others. Something about this feels a bit in the shadows. It feels like something you might not really necessarily see or be fully aware of. So What else can I share about this envy? But I'm hearing step into the light. So it's almost like you're not aware of this, but you're meant to be stepping into the light. You're meant to be not focusing on the shadows or other people who might be in the shadows, in the dark, but to be holding yourself in the light. I'm hearing forgiveness heals you. Forgiveness is for you. So there might be someone or something from your past, or maybe some of these individuals who are feeling jealous or whatever the case may be, that you are being called to forgive energetically, meaning to really free yourself from feeding them any of your energy, releasing yourself from that, allowing this forgiveness not for the other person, but for yourself and for your own healing and movement forward. I'm just hearing forgive and focus on reciprocated connections. Focus on those that have the ability to give to you in the same way and to the same extent that you so freely give to others. So I'm going to continue this in the extended version of the reading on Patreon. So if this has been resonating for you, then I would love for you to join me there as well. I will be leaving the link to that underneath this video, but you guys know that I like to close these readings always with a Rumi oracle card because I just find this Rumi deck so enlightening and inspiring and uplifting. And I love closing out the readings on this note, especially for those of you who are not going to be continuing on in the Patreon read. So let's go ahead and shuffle here and see what Rumi has to say for us. She offers the sacred wine, so drink. And let's go ahead and read a guidebook message here. Okay. The guidebook says, will you accept the gift that is coming to you, the offering that the sacred feminine brings to you now? You are being given a gift beyond your understanding. This gift is from the hand of the divine beloved, an offering to you that will lift you beyond what you have known into the next opening of your inner eye, of your soul, your heart, so that it may caress the earth with the light of heaven. You must trust in what will happen. Trust that you will be cared for. You must be willing to not have all the answers, or indeed any answers at all, my wise soulmate, and trust that this is according to the higher plan, and not some inadequacy or error. It shall be an enjoyable journey receiving this gift, a wearing away of resistance and restraints towards life through the sheer pleasure of aliveness without thought. So I'm going to end the reading there. If you do want to continue with me now on Patreon, the link to do so is in the pinned comment and description box. Otherwise, I am sending you all huge amounts of love and light energy. Have an amazing remainder of your day and weekend, and I will connect with you here again in Monday's reading.